hang out with my girl, Yakuza.
Nice.
Hello! We're just talking about our favorite game.
Yep.
We're going to definitely be talking about that later. So, as always, welcome to Precarious Pixels. I'm Tim, and this is... Wow,
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
I'm Bob. I am Bob. That's my name. I forgot.
Yeah, and we're just joking a little bit about the spelling of a certain game.
And bad text that don't make any sense.
But then, do any text really make sense?
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
I always just assume anybody that sent me a text like the one I just got
Right.
Had to study ESL in school.
Okay.
English is a second language.
All right.
Because there's no way somebody that speaks English could have just sent that.
No. That is not true.
No, it is. Because you have to actively
You gotta speak
think.
the language of the kids.
No. No, that is not the language.
They're all about their hashtags.
Tim. The first two words are the same. You have to look at it before you hit send. Don't send it. Don't send it.
Send it.
No.
Yes. Alright. Well, we're going to start off this week. Really quick, just wishing, Kevin Smith a speedy recovery. This is, he just had a couple days ago, he had a heart attack. I know this is probably going to date the show a little bit, but he's in the hospital. I saw him release a video. He's doing well, but, just wishing him a speedy recovery, and hopefully he's doing well and he's on the mend.
Good luck, Kevin.
Yeah. So speaking of directors and movies, you saw Game Night.
I did. I saw the heck out of Game Night. It was really good. I would strongly recommend it. It's basically the opposite of the movie that I mistakenly called it before.
Which was Date Night.
Date Night, yeah.
Date Night.
Because Date Night's this super silly comedy where was it Steve Carell and Tina Fey?
Yep.
They get caught up in this ridiculous mob thing?
I think so. I think it's there's a mob payoff or something. They're mistaken for another couple, and then
they steal their seats at a restaurant.
Yeah,
that's right.
And people think that they're that couple, but they're obviously not. And
Best part of that movie was Bill Burr.
Yes, and
barely talking.
Yes, and shenanigans ensue.
Yeah, but it was shot like a comedy.
Yeah, definitely shot like a comedy.
The entire movie is played straight.
Oh, really?
It's shot from the beginning, like a thriller, to some spots where there's even horror shots.
Oh, really?
There'll be a spot where somebody will be walking down a hallway, and just in front of camera, a knife just appears.
Oh, wow.
And the person reacts to it because it's why are you holding it this way?
Right.
But it's great. It's also it's super R, which you wouldn't really expect out of a comedy like that. Because Date Night, I think, was PG-13.
Yeah, it was definitely a more family kind of comedy, I guess.
This is not.
Yeah, but no, that's. I mean, I saw the trailers. It looked really good. It has some great stars in it. It has Jason Bateman,
yep.
Rachel McAdams. I'm trying to think of the other people that are in it. Definitely some comedians.
There's a bunch of comedians. The only guy I can think of, and I'm not even 100% sure it's the same guy, but there's a couple cameos.
Okay.
So there's the one guy who I talked about earlier from Magic City who played the bad guy.
Right.
And there's another cameo, and I don't know, should I say who it is?
Yeah, well, spoiler alert.
Okay, yeah, spoiler alert, Dexter's in it.
Really?
Dexter's in it at the end.
That's cool. I mean, I like that guy. I mean, I don't know why they really, if they were saving him as is he some sort of mob boss or something in it? I could see that. Or a serial killer. I guess he's a mob boss. He's kind of he's an ever-lurking presence the movie does this thing where it takes you on several
trips down a road where, oh, just kidding, this was all fake.
Okay.
And it does that, I think, twice.
Okay, because originally the concept of game night is that they're doing like almost like a you solve it mystery dinner theater type thing.
They think they are.
They think they are.
They don't even think it's a murder.
Yeah, they just think it's like a kidnapping mystery night kind of thing, but then it actually becomes a real kidnapping and shenanigans ensue.
Yes. Somebody gets shot.
Yes. And they show that in the trailer, which I think is amazing.
It's very funny.
Yes. I think even like they show the scene, I think, where he's cleaning his dog, which I thought that scene was hilarious.
Every scene with that dog is amazing.
Okay.
Because of that dog's owner.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that it's the same guy who was in Breaking Bad, who played the emotionless guy they hired, like, at the end.
Mike?
He's like their third guy. No.
Not Mike.
When they have the extermination company.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that guy takes care of the kid.
Yes. That guy, that kid?
I'm pretty sure that guy.
Oh, wow.
Is in this. I think it's him.
Okay.
But if not, whoever this guy is brilliant.
Okay.
Because he is just the creepiest dude ever, and you feel really bad for him.
Oh,
because his whole thing is his wife divorced him.
Oh, wow.
And she's the one that they liked, so he's no longer invited to game night.
Oh.
But he's also Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams' neighbor.
Oh, okay.
They keep lying to him that there's no game night.
Oh, see, that is sad.
And he's just standing there with his adorable puppy, emotionless. He's so good in the role. Like, I've never seen somebody play it that straight and do such a good job. So good.
Okay.
He might be the best part of the movie.
Okay. So you're saying this is a definite watch movie?
Yes, 100%. It is David Fincher the comedy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because every shot is like a Fincher shot.
No. That sells it for me a little bit more. So, yeah, definitely check out Game Night. Also, transitioning to a different type of movie, Netflix recently released a new a horror movie called The Ritual, which was I think really good. I mean, I'm trying to think if these were the guys who did Hush, or one of the other ones I forget that they've done on there. But
which one was Hush? Remind me.
The one where it was a woman who's, I think she's mute.
Oh, is that Jennifer Connelly?
No.
Okay.
There's the main woman in it does kind of look a little bit like Jennifer Connelly, but it's not. It's like a recent movie. And
Jennifer Connelly's still alive?
Oh yeah, she's doing stuff. She's doing Spider-Man's voiceovers.
Is she?
She was which I thought was kind of funny. If you saw Spider-Man: Homecoming, Jennifer Connelly does the voice of his suit, his spider suit talks to him.
That's her?
That's her, which I think is funny because her husband, Paul Bettany, was the voice of Jarvis, who is now the Vision. So it's kind of funny that they got her to do the voice of the other superheroes,
She's married to Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
I had to look up what Hush was.
Oh, okay.
This did not help.
Okay. But, yeah, sorry. So, Hush is about a woman who's a writer. She's, I forget if she's deaf or she's mute, but basically she's kind of alone in this cabin to finish writing her book, and then there's kind of a serial killer who kills her neighbor or something, and then figures out who she is. I think she's deaf. I'm pretty sure she's deaf because I think she doesn't hear the neighbor screaming. And then it's her or the serial killer messing with her and just torturing her and stuff like that. It gets really good. It's pretty intense movie, but it's good.
She co-wrote it.
Oh, okay. makes sense. But
IMDb is so helpful.
Yeah. So I think that was one of the first ones that Netflix did was Hush. I think it was like one that they put out there. And now The Ritual is another one, very different. I'll try to keep it spoiler free, but it does remind me of The Descent. Maybe because it's full of English people. Like there's a lot of English people in it. I don't know. But it's about these, four friends. They're doing this hike for another friend who died, and that gets into more of like the story of like the other characters, and it's very good. It does kind of put into the mindset of like a certain character, something happens where like his friends kind of accuse him of being a coward, and then through the series of events, you kind of get into his head about it and what he's afraid of, and like it's very psychological in certain parts, and it's like they try to take this shortcut through this woods, and they kind of run across this weird cult, and then it goes into like a bunch of other stuff, but very good. Crazy monster that they have in it I really liked, because sometimes you get like these movies where there's like a monster but it's not really like that good. This one was a good one.
So it's not bad people?
It's not bad people, and like the Descent itself, the real monsters are more the people than even the monster itself is. So it definitely gets really good, so I definitely recommend watching it. And it's not too long. It's a pretty short movie, but there's some great visual shots in it. Some very like just out of nowhere like kind of like stuff that's like it's like half dream, half real. You don't know exactly if it's like a real thing or not. So there's like if it's in this one character's head or in any of the characters' heads, it's definitely worth watching. Good stuff.
Netflix has been killing it with like I don't even know what to say, straight to DVD.
Yeah.
Straight to Netflix thing. But they've been putting out a lot of horror.
Yeah. I mean, Cloverfield just came out.
Cloverfield, they had that Stephen King one.
Oh, yeah.
Gerald's Game.
Gerald's Game was very... In fact, I think these guys might have done Gerald's Game. Like the adaptation of it.
Okay.
I think. Or at least the guys who did Hush, I think, did that.
And then they also had The Babysitter last year, I think. That was straight to Netflix.
Yeah, that one was an interesting one, too. I just kind of makes fun of like those kind of genre movies, but I like that one. That was a good movie.
Yes.
I think that was a McG movie or whatever. Or the
Super McG?
I'm pretty sure.
Charlie's Angels, McG?
I think, or it was who does Supernatural?
Well, McG was involved, but like Eric Kripke, I think.
Okay, because I know the Supernatural guys were, I think, involved with the Babysitter one.
Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah. In fact, I think they even used like the car from Supernatural or something. I forget what it was exactly, but I think it's like a Mustang. But definitely worth checking out. And so, what games have you been playing?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Right now I'm on 2 PlayStation exclusives. I just beat one, and then I'm working my way through another for the first time. I guess it's not technically PlayStation exclusive, because it was originally on the Super Nintendo, but I'm playing Secret of Mana.
Ooh. Yeah. I remember Secret of Mana.
I'm glad. I had no idea. Apparently, spoiler alert, Santa Claus is in it, according to Tim, and I'm excited to learn about that and the internet, because he had to look it up. He was like...
I just remember, because I remember that was in a Nintendo Power when I was a kid, about Secret of Mana, and they had like the walkthrough, and then I remember at one point there's a picture of Santa Claus, and I was like, there's Santa Claus in this game? That's weird.
It's like, it's a weird thing to add into it, that's for sure.
I know.
But it's really good so far. It just has some issues with, I don't even know. It has to be like just bug fixes. I'm sure it was budget.
I'm sure.
But...
You said there was some parts that like skipped you ahead like a few screens.
Yeah, just a few frames. Like you'll be in the middle of a battle, and these aren't complicated battles. Like they updated the sprites so they look really good for now.
Yeah.
Compared to what they would have looked like on Super Nintendo. But there'll just be moments where you'll be in the middle of a swing, and then all of a sudden, like the guy's knocked back.
Right.
And you don't know how it happened. You don't know if you hit him. You don't know how much damage you did. But it doesn't matter because you'll never know. It's just It's just a weird frame lag thing. It still has antiquated things like save systems, but that you expect sleep at the end for 15 coins or whatever.
Right. And honestly, like they're keeping the game itself, but not really updating. I mean, they're updating the look, but they're not updating, like, the systems. Like, I mean, this is, like, Secret of Mana is, like, a way, way back.
Yeah, it's probably 25 years old.
Yeah, RPG. I think even more than that. I think Secret of Mana has been around a while. But,
I had never played it.
Yeah, but it's definitely, like, a cult classic. I mean, enough so that I remember it. And I didn't really play RPGs when I was younger.
I know it's from the time when they didn't really care what you named your characters.
Oh, really? So you can name your character anything you want?
Yeah, you have your 3 characters, and I don't know if there's more, but I already have 3.
Okay.
So your main character and then your 2 allies in the party with you.
Right.
And you can just name them. And that's something that I don't think they've done in quite some time. I would say PS1, they kind of nixed it.
Yeah. And
unless it's like your created character as opposed to the character that
the main characters that you're going to be in. Like, so it's like you could be going through the game as like, hello, Bob. Welcome to the blah, blah, blah inn. And blah, blah, blah. Would you like a room for this much? Or like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, but like nowadays it's like any like RPG, Final Fantasy, like any of that stuff. It's like, hey, Cloud. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is kind of funny that they could do that back then, but now they really can't have you naming your characters. I think it's because they want you to follow their IP. Like, they want you to, like, associate it, like, that kind of character or whatever with them.
Part of it probably has to do with voice acting, too.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, they're not going to be able to say your name. Fallout, actually, they programmed in hundreds and hundreds of names.
Okay.
They even did a patch later, I think, where they added more, but it's barely utilized in even Fallout.
Okay.
But, I don't know, it just felt weird to go back to it. Like, I remember, I never knew who Link was when I was a kid, because I didn't name my Link Link.
Right.
His name was Bob, and he was adventuring around.
That's right.
Because why would he be Link? He's my character.
That's right.
And I think, a lot of people will say that it hurts the story not having it be universal, but I think it hurts the immersion having it be universal.
Right.
Because if I'm allowed to be myself, then why would I want to be anybody else?
Exactly, because then it's like they're talking to you and not like just your character that you're controlling. It's like it gives you something a little bit more personal in a game, but it's something I think they've lost a little bit. And some games kind of embrace it where it's like, yeah, we can put like a bunch of names in there. But then it's like also, I really kind of find it hard to believe that they can't do that in this day and age of, like I can find programs that'll speak for you, kind of like those kind of things that you can type in a name and it'll say the name. I can't imagine that they couldn't just program that section in. But I don't know.
It's true.
I'm not sure like what the whole thing behind that is, but I'm sure they have like some sort of like idea behind that themselves. So
that's another thing they added to it. It's voice acted,
right?
Which I don't think it could have been on Super Nintendo.
No, I definitely think it was like a read-only kind of thing.
No, it's not everything, but there's large segments where they have like cutscenes and voice acting.
Okay, and is it like legitimate voice acting, or is it like sound like robotic?
It's not too bad. It actually sounds pretty good. They had to have spent some money on it. I know it's physically published, physically GameStop exclusive.
Okay.
I don't think it's published by them, but digitally you can just get it on the PSN or for your Vita or your PS4.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really good so far, and then I beat finally the one I think we talked about a few weeks ago. I went back in and beat the last of the Colossi.
The Colossi?
Yeah, the
shadow of the Colossi?
Yes, I have. Now I am the shadow of the Colossi.
That's right. Which I have loved that game like forever. I got the version for PlayStation 2. I thought it was excellent. But this remastered one looks beautiful. I mean,
it's amazing looking. 'Cause
it's amazing what they can do now with just like texturing. I mean, it looks so like the original version was very stylized to kind of fit into like that, that studio's kind of like has their own kind of like style to their characters. But definitely what the update has done, it looks beautiful. I mean, the Colossus look even better.
The horse looks great.
Of course.
All of the environments look amazing.
Right.
The physics work. I remember that was an issue I had when I tried it on PS2.
Okay.
Where my character was just flopping around like nobody.
Yeah, like he was like a tumbleweed.
I actually learned something interesting about the reason for that being so weird on PS2.
Oh, really?
Originally in Japan, you were not allowed to have ragdoll physics in games. They wouldn't do it.
Oh, really?
Because when do you get ragdoll physics? When your character dies, right? Or a character dies.
Right.
Japan respects their dead.
Oh, okay.
And they don't want you messing around with the dead bodies on the ground. Like,
okay.
Kicking them over, like America, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto will prove that.
If it's dead, like, just run over it with a car a few times.
Yeah.
Or, like, yeah, I remember I saw a video once, I think it was the Rooster Teeth guys, actually, who had, they played Hitman, the last one or the one before, not this newest one, but the one before that. And they had just taken a bunch of bodies and, like, set up a party with all the dead bodies in, like, this mansion. Like, they had put them on the couch, and, like, it's not easy to do that, but they had taken the time to do that.
Wow.
And that's not something you'd have been able to do in Japan because they found it disrespectful. Now they took that out, obviously, but that's why the physics were so weird in Shadow of the Colossus, because they hadn't dealt with ragdoll, really.
Okay. All right.
And when they're flopping you around,
right,
it's like it's really weird for them, so it was the first thing, I guess.
Okay. All right, that makes sense, but
that ending.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Everybody always says it's so sad, and I guess it is.
Well, yeah.
But I think he knew what he was getting into.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And I think he did it for that specific reason. He wanted to bring back the girl.
Right, of course. Because originally this was called Wanda and the Colossus.
Wanda?
Yeah, which is what the girl's name was.
Interesting, because his name, I think, is Wander.
Yeah. There was, like, a whole bunch of different things, like, before this game came out, like, way, way back for the PlayStation 2. It was called Wanda the Colossus, and then they said, no, it's going to be Shadow of the Colossus. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting that they changed the name. But the girl's name, I think, is Wanda. So it's like you're fighting the Colossus for Wanda to bring her back from the dead. And then it also connects into Ico, their other game. This is kind of the prequel to Ico, which I thought was kind of fun.
Which I haven't played.
You haven't played that.
But I guess that's where he gets his horns?
That's where he gets the horns. And it's like something to do, if I remember Ico correctly, a little bit of spoilers here, it's like the girl that he helps is like the reincarnated soul of Wanda that like your character leads around, and you're the reincarnated soul of the guy with the horns. And that's like how that connects in the castle, because you don't even see the castle till the very end, right?
In Shadow of the Colossus?
In Shadow of the Colossus.
I don't think you even see the castle.
Isn't it like the flood, like the waters like flood, and it's like I forget like exactly what.
No, like you get sucked into this sort of portal.
Right.
And meanwhile the old people are like running away on the bridge.
Right.
Not the old people, but the villagers, I guess.
The villagers run away, but they flood the valley or something, right? I forget what exactly it is. Maybe they changed the ending.
They just seal you in and take off, and then...
Right. Yeah, they seal you in.
And then but it's only one side that's sealed.
Right.
The girl wakes up, and the horse limps up the steps.
Right.
And that's the end. Yeah.
And that's how, like, I guess that's what the prequel is, because if I remember the beginning of Ico correctly, every time there's a kid born with horns or whatever, they like leave it at this castle or whatever. Like they I forget what it is. They take it on a boat and like leave this kid there at this castle, and there's like no way to get out or something like that. And
so
and they become a shadow monster, which is kind of what the Colossus thing is, like a shadow monster thing.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting that all their kind of stuff relates, and even in the other one they did, the Last Guardian, that's the castle that you're at is the Ico Castle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to play through Ico at some point.
I'm sure they're going to do a remastered version.
Oh yeah,
they love the
$40.
They love the remastered stuff.
Oh, it's half the price of Labo, so at least that's good.
Oh, Labo! Bob just showed me today the video for Labo. What a crock!
It's going to be good. What are you talking about?
Enjoy your cardboard crap that's gonna rip, and then you have to pay another $100 for.
No, you can just trace it.
Oh, you can trace
it back out yourself.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure it'll work perfectly the exact same way.
It's gonna be fine.
Like even that fishing rod that has the string going through it.
Just wait for PowerA or PDP or Hori to put out their plastic versions of the cardboard stock.
Which is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, somebody's gonna make money on it, or they're just gonna sell it pre-built, which is gonna be a huge nightmare to stock. Somebody's gonna have to do it. But don't worry, you can make it your own with their $10 beautification kit or whatever they're calling it.
They're a bunch of markers that they're giving you to decorate your
cardboard. It might not be markers, it could be stickers, Tim. It's a completely different thing.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, how else are you going to get the number 1 on your race car?
Well, you go to the dollar store, and I'm sure there's a bin of markers for like $0.25. And you can buy like probably 100 of those things. It's ridiculous. Like it's like another weird like money grab for Nintendo. I'm not exactly sure why.
I don't think it's a money grab. I think it's just. I think
they're charging like $100 for cardboard.
Let me put it to you this way, all right? Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium.
Oh, I remember.
All
okay.
Right. Or toys.
Yes.
So you have Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Megorium, right? Who's just created all this crazy stuff.
Yes.
It's all in their head. And it's just, they have to know that people will find this entertaining. I think they do. Yeah. I don't think they think about practicality. I really don't. I think they think some kid's going to love this. Yeah. I think they looked at a Calvin and Hobbes cartoon. They saw him in a little box, and he's on his way to the moon.
Okay.
And they thought, yup, we can do that for a kid. And I don't think it's about I don't think the fact that it's going to break even came into their minds until they were in production.
I'm sure.
I think they just thought it was going to be fun.
I think they bought a cardboard factory and be like, what are we going to do with this cardboard factory that we got?
They're not Sony, Tim.
Yes, they're like, oh man, we got all this cardboard. What are we going to do with that? I got an idea. Let's rip people off.
I don't think it's a rip-off.
Well here's what I'm saying. Why not just make the stencils downloadable, and then you just print it out and just have it like just get cardboard.
Not everybody's got a printer. Not if they're spending $70 on cardboard. They don't have a printer. They can't afford it.
That's right.
They gotta keep buying that cardboard.
Oh man.
But it's like, I think it's just them. Somebody had an idea and they were like, yup, try it. It'll be great. I really do think that's the way Nintendo operates.
I'm sure. And it looks cool, but I just know that it's going to, with any kid, it's just going to get torn on. It's going to get, drink spilled on it. It's going to get greasy, and the cardboard's just going to start, like, breaking. And some of it's pretty complicated. Like, I saw, like, they did their little piano. I was like, that's kind of complicated to, like, do for a kid. And I'm just like, all right. Build your house so you can have a drain thing in there. I don't know. Like, there's some of their game things looked a little, like, weird. I was like, how long is that going to be entertaining for, to have, like, a cardboard duck that you can flap around?
For a while, I thought they were just, like, mean. And, like, they were out to cash grab wherever they could. But I really just think they don't have foresight.
They could be.
Look at their history, right? We have Amiibos, It's a great example.
Okay.
We're going to make little toys of our characters.
Yeah.
What do they do? Well, they function in the game. Yeah, but what do they do, Mr. Nintendo? Well, they function differently in each game. But it's Donkey Kong. Don't you want to own your own Donkey Kong? He's only $12.99. What does he do? What does he do?
I'll tell you what he does.
You train him to fight against you in Smash.
I'll tell you what he does. He doesn't rip after like 10 seconds of playing with him. Because he is plastic and probably a little bit more durable than $100 for some cardboard. Some cardboard which I can go out to my recycling bin and go get some.
That's fair. Let's talk about the Nintendo Classic.
Okay.
Nintendo knows that people love their stuff, right?
Oh, yes.
And they're like, you know what? People love our stuff. What if we give it back to them? What if instead of doing what our history was of charging $5-10 a piece on our eShop, we put it all in a bundle? 30 games built into an NES for $60. Any kid can try our classics. They can have the same childhood I had, right?
Yeah.
I assume their thought process, because they're probably like middle-aged guys.
It could be. It also could be like people that have, grown up with Nintendo and they're, kids thing. I remember when the Atari system, they came out with something similar.
Right.
So
I think they said, let's do it, right?
Right.
Bear with me.
Okay.
And then they started making them, and they're like, that's all we need. And somebody said, but what about resellers? Mm-hmm. And people that hoard them?
Yep.
And the prices are going to go up. No, guys, come on. Nobody's going to do that. The kid's a kid. They want to play it. People want this for their family. I think Nintendo is just an innocent child. At first I thought they were like misers. Like just they were Uncle Scrooge. And now I think they're a Webigail.
No,
I think they are.
I think you're giving them too much credit.
I don't think I am. I think somebody there in charge of making decisions does not understand how repercussions work, how limitations work, and how durability works. Yes. And I just think that's the way it is. Our systems come out, we're going to put every Nintendo Switch that comes out is going to have a screen on it, but we don't need protectors or anything. People are going to carry them wherever this is going to be their prized possession.
No.
But it's scratching its own screen, Mr. Nintendo. Oh, they can just get a screen protector. It'll be fine.
Yeah, this is like when the DSs had like the styluses. Like, how many kids lost their stylus? And but hey, we can get you a new stylus.
But that's the thing. They don't do it.
No, they did it too. They sold, yes, there was third-party people that did,
Nintendo
stylus.
has their own?
But Nintendo had their own, because guess what? You can get a Mario stylus. Oh, you can get a Princess Peach.
I think they're licensed, but I don't think Nintendo makes them.
No, Nintendo makes them.
Okay.
They did have ones that were, third-party ones that were not. They were a little bit cheaper.
Maybe, OG DS.
Right. But certain DS ones were a little... Because you can get a Pokemon version. You can get this. You can get a Pokemon Silver version, a Pokemon Gold version. They had those too. So it's they knew that, people were going to lose those styluses.
All right.
So they could cash in on them just like they're cashing in with their crappy cardboard.
What about this one? 3DS... New 3DS comes out. New 3DS XL, it's called.
Gotcha.
I think it was February 13th of 2015?
Okay.
Maybe 2014. Doesn't really matter. For the sake of argument, let's say it was about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Nintendo says it doesn't come with an AC adapter because we want to cut down on costs.
Okay.
Mr. Marketing says it's $200.
Okay.
Which is the same price as a 3DS XL was.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not charging you more for the newer tech, but they're not giving you an AC adapter.
Okay.
Nintendo's response is, everybody already has one. Guys, you had a 3DS. And what's your thought? You're thinking they're trying to sell it separately as an AC adapter?
Right.
But here's the thing. They don't make one. It's only third party. I think they're an innocent child that doesn't understand.
And then you find out that really they own those companies too.
Maybe.
I guarantee you they know how to do it.
I think they're lost in the woods.
I don't think so. They're too good at marketing their own stuff. They know what they have. They know that they, if a system's not doing well, they can throw a Mario game out there or a Zelda game or whatever, and that'll sell their systems. They know how to sell their stuff. Like, that's the thing. They've, like, Sega like got out of this game a long time ago, making consoles, and just now they concentrate on games. But they know how to sell their consoles. I mean,
right, because who plays their consoles?
Everybody.
But their target market is kids, right?
Yeah, kids.
Right, like them.
And families.
Like the innocent kids that they are.
Kids and families. They know how to target to like a much broader audience. And that's smart. I mean, they've killed in the handheld market. Like there's
that's
nothing.
What the Switch is.
Yeah, there's no challenge to the the Switch, but also there's no challenge to their the DS,
which will be dead by the end of this year.
Yeah,
2018 will be the last time I think you see first party DS games.
You think?
DS. Oh yeah, because it's all going to be Switch. Why would you dilute your own market?
That's true. No, that's true. But also like. They've not had anybody challenge them. I mean, PSPs are pretty... I don't think they...
Vitas? They don't make them anymore.
Yeah, those are long gone. And they knew they had lost. Like, it's just, like, Nintendo just know... Like, they know what to do for, like, a handheld fun game. Because PSPs were trying to do, like, games that were a little bit more, like, towards, I guess, like, the action genre. I mean, they had some other ones in there, too. But you would really want to play those on a PlayStation. Like... with like full graphics and like
But that's what the Switch is.
Yeah, but that's what the Switch is. They know they can do both now. They know they can get you for your Professor Layton, and get you for like the new Zelda Breath of the Wild
and Pokemons.
They'll kill you with Pokemons.
They will.
Yeah,
that's apparently happening this year.
Yeah,
we all choked to death on Pokemon.
That's right. Because we can hunt them on our phones, and now we can hunt them with the DS.
Speaking of hunting on phones, there was another announcement I saw this week.
Uh-oh.
Somebody cloned Pokemon Go.
Get out of here.
Tell me you saw it.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
What property would you want where you could go to different places and catch things?
I have no
It's another ARG, like an augmented reality game, just like Pokemon Go, where I guess you could pull the camera, or you could probably shut that off because it'll probably kill your battery.
Right.
Think about it. They could be here right now, Tim.
Is it Ghostbusters?
That's right.
I was like, what else could possibly be that? But really, Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters. Because they need to recuperate the money from that movie. They need it back.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they announced it this week. It's coming soon.
They didn't lose that much money on Ghostbusters.
Oh, they did.
Really?
They lost money.
I can't see how they lost that much money.
They lost a bunch of... Think about... Well, maybe the money that they say they lost is not as much as... Or is more than what they actually lost. Because Papa John's... Like, everything had Ghostbusters on it.
Yeah.
For that couple weeks. And then people realized that the movie wasn't good.
Well, but... Those people buy those licenses to do that stuff.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They paid for that.
Right.
So, I don't think they lost as much as they say they did.
Okay.
Because they can say on paper, this movie was supposed to make this much, and this much is how much it actually brought in.
Right.
In terms of ticket sales. What they don't say is, Papa John's, McDonald's, Ghostbusters, or, Subway, whatever.
Right.
Puts them over the mark where they didn't lose money on it.
Yeah, and, whatever toy licenses, whatever, apparel things, like that kind of stuff.
But no matter what, it killed the brand for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, because they're not making another one.
Right. They're making... What's funny is now they're making comics still.
Right. Because the name's there.
Right.
But that movie.
Yeah. That was not my favorite movie.
That was... Maybe, I don't know. Like, they'll try and make a statement. That movie could have been great if it didn't insult the fans who were seeing it.
I can get that.
That's my problem with it. Like, I had more than a few problems with it. The jokes went on for an hour and a half.
I just think that it would have been better if instead of, like, let's, make it as a remake, do it as, like, a sequel where it's, like...
You mean like what they said they were going to do?
Yeah, which made much more sense to me. I was just like, why not just, like... And then you could have, like, some of the old cast come back. You don't have to have everybody come back.
Like the original trailer said it was?
Yeah.
Because it was in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then they cut it out for the next version of the trailer.
It just made no sense. Like, I was just like, why don't you just do it as a continuation? It's been long enough. You could just say, hey, ghosts have been gone for a while, And then this guy does this thing that brings Ghost back, and like, they kind of like have to make their own equipment because the other Ghostbusters are retired and stuff like that. Like they could have just done a much better job. Or I think what's his name, Max Landis had written a spec script for it, where it was like the Ghostbusters are all franchised out, and instead of just being all female, it was actually all different crews. It was like, black, white, male, female, like everything. Like it was a mix of everybody. And there was several different franchises where it was like each lead Ghostbuster was like running one or something like that.
My problem wasn't that...
Like they're almost like corporate.
My problem wasn't the cast.
Right.
My problem was the fact that the movie felt like the Wild Wild West.
Oh, the Wild
it just
Wild
had
West?
Bad jokes, ridiculous plot. And
no,
the
wait.
villain...
Let's not... Because let me tell you, Big Willie Style saved that movie. That movie was awful. That song saved that whole thing.
No.
That giant metal tarantula didn't matter at the end of it because you went straight to the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, okay.
Straight to the Wild Wild West.
Just terrible.
Straight.
It was the same thing as this, though. It was just bad.
Yeah.
It was just a bad movie, and Paul Feig is a great director, and I don't know how he came up with a bad product.
And it had great actors in it. Like none of those people are bad comedians.
They're all great.
Yeah, it had Thor in there.
Thor was great in it.
Yeah.
Like, he was the only thing I thought was funny sometimes until he becomes, spoiler alert, the villain at the end, and then he's just dancing. Why is he dancing? Anyway, that wasn't it. Slimer had a girlfriend, which, whatever, that was fine. They make fun of everybody that liked the originals.
Yeah.
Then, that might be the, I think, the biggest insult.
What?
The villain just kills himself halfway through?
Oh, yeah, right.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. And the other thing that I really hate about it is the CG, just too much CG.
Oh, you mean the neon ghosts?
Ugh. Like, that was the thing that, like, I can still watch the original Ghostbusters, and, like, the monsters they used were so much better.
They were just puppets.
They're puppets, and a lot of them were practical stuff. Like, it was all practical, and you can't tell me you can't do that because I saw Crimson Peaks. He used both. He used the combination, and it looked so much better, and probably didn't cost him half as much. Like, they did ghosts where it was practical ghosts with a little bit of CG, and it made it look so much better and so much creepier. Not that I don't know what they were going for, but even the original Ghostbusters, there were some creepy moments.
What they were going for? Not entertaining.
Yes. So that was just a bad movie. And
how did we get on this?
I don't know.
Paul Feig?
Is
it his fault?
I don't know.
I don't think it's Paul Feig's fault because I think I've liked everything else he's done.
Yeah.
Spy was really good.
He did Bridesmaids.
Was brilliant. I even liked The Heat.
Yeah.
Which was the Sandra Bullock. Basically, if Melissa McCarthy was in it, he probably made it.
Probably.
I'm trying to think. Did he do the one, The Boss? He probably did that one too.
I think he might have. I don't know. But anyways, I don't think it was that. And I think the main thing we were talking about was like Sony.
Sony being awful.
Yeah. But now, like, I don't think Sony's in the hole for anything. They've got their Spider-Man money. They've got their future Spider-Man money coming. And then they also have
their future game.
Their future games, their Hotel Transylvanias, like
at least what's his name won't go broke.
Who's that?
Oh my gosh.
Gendy Tartakovsky?
No. What? Who?
He's the guy who directs the Hotel Transylvanias. He did like Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls.
Happy Gilmore.
Oh, well, he's not going broke anyways.
What's his name?
He had his like 6-picture deal with like Netflix or whatever.
Why am I blanking on his name?
Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler.
I know you do. But like all the guys from Happy Madison were in there.
Maybe I just
Steve Buscemi is like the Wolfman.
Yeah.
He plays Dracula.
Wasn't Patrice in the original? Patrice O'Neal?
I think he was. I'm trying to remember who he played.
I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. But
I know he was in some kids movie.
Yeah. But Sony's animation, like they're doing pretty well.
Oh yeah, well I wasn't concerned for Sony.
Yeah.
I'm just I don't know how we even got to that.
I don't either.
Oh, I am. They are going to lose some money on something though.
What's
a
that?
Sony first party, well, published. No, maybe exclusive, I guess would be the word.
Okay.
Yakuza.
Yakuza.
Yakuza, I believe you called it.
Yakuza, my girl.
Yeah.
No, Yakuza, I don't know, it's been around a while. I originally thought it was kind of like a weird, when I first saw it, like a weird ripoff of like Grand Theft Auto or something like they were trying to.
Because open world?
Yeah, but it's definitely a lot different.
No, it's a drama with fist fighting.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Thriller.
They do a really good job, and I think that's why the fans keep coming back for it.
Yeah, it's a great series. The games are always well worth the money. There's always a lot of content. Sometimes there's even more content than they want.
Oh yes.
Like if they put out a demo.
Yes.
On the PlayStation Store in America that just unlocks the whole game.
Yeah.
Which is what happened this week.
Yeah. They put out a demo that basically had the entire game in there if you found a way to unlock it. And guess what? People did.
Oh, yeah, they did. And if you were connected to the internet, it automatically negated your ability to play. But
yeah.
If you were playing offline, you could just still be playing that game.
That's true.
Right now.
But
it's a huge mistake on Sony's part.
But
or their part.
The reviews are coming in good. They're like, wow, this is a great game that they gave us for free.
And I'll be spoiled for that game before it comes out by like a month and change.
Okay.
Because it comes out in mid-April, late April.
Okay.
And it's only March 1st when we record this. Spoiler alert.
Late April. They're going to go against Avengers Infinity War?
I think they're literally going against God of War and Labo.
Okay.
I think it's like April 27th.
Well, Labo, that's a big challenge for them.
It might be.
Is there a cardboard samurai sword that I get out of Labo?
No, but bear with me. You have to play Yakuza with your hands. If they're all cut from recutting all of your cardboard,
that's right.
You're going to play it terribly. So why would you even bother when you could just play with your bloody cardboard?
That's right.
It doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Yakuza will make its money back. I am worried, though, because this is a series that always had trouble making it to America. Aside from the very, very first one, which, if you remember, had like a crazy voice cast, including Mark Hamill. Michael Madsen.
I remember Michael Madsen. I didn't know Mark Hamill was in
Mark
there.
Hamill was in it, too.
Makes sense.
And that was the only time I think they ever did the voiceover work in English.
Okay.
But after 3 and 4 were very unsuccessful, or not as successful as they wanted them to be.
Right.
Then they made Dead Souls. God. It was
that amazing, huh?
It was like an alternate reality Yakuza with zombies.
Okay.
Yep, that happened just like Ninja Gaiden had one called Ninja Gaiden Z.
Okay.
Which you've never heard of either.
I kind of remember that, but not really.
No, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. But they ended up saying that Yakuza 5 would not make it over here, and then fans kept asking, and then eventually they put it over as a digital-only title.
All right.
And it did pretty well. And then we're like, you know what? We'll give you guys 0. And 0 sold like gangbusters. And then Kiwami, which is the remake of 1, removing, by the way, Tim, the English dub, which is very upsetting for me, because I'll never get to hear Mark Hamill and Michael Madsen in it again, unless I find a PS2 copy, which is probably like $1 billion now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, you know how people do.
Ugh.
Anyway, so then now they have 6, The Song of Life, which has a subtitle, and that's the one that had a demo that just unlocked the game. But it wouldn't have... What scares me is that if the people that really wanted it downloaded that demo and just got to play the game for free, are they still going to support it? Or is it going to sell as well as it could have? It's clearly not going to sell as well as it could.
Right.
So hopefully it doesn't kill the series, but something like that could. Especially when they do things like, there's arcade machines in that game, and you might not even know that, but you could just go into Sega World, because it's obviously published by Sega and made by Sega.
Right.
You could just go into Sega World and just play Outrun or Virtua Fighter.
Oh yeah, I do kind of remember that.
Yeah, or the one where you fly around.
Is it Afterburn?
Afterburner.
Okay.
There's a lot of games, and this one I think has Virtua Fighter 4 or 5 in it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But it's crazy, and this could be a death sentence, and it's something as minor as a mistake, unlocking too much content in the demo. But why was your demo a 33 gigabyte demo? Like, they could have just put a couple fights in the demo, devoted that amount of money to it, and they would have been fine.
Well, I mean, they probably thought that they had like a good lockdown.
But the game's done. Why did they delay it a month?
I
Because
don't know.
this just went through something like a 5 or 6 week delay for
I don't
no reason.
Maybe it wasn't ready. Maybe they just released it too early. You never know what's going on with these things.
That's true.
Like behind the scenes stuff is like they'll say one thing and do another. Like you'll never know for sure what the real story is.
I think they might have run away from another couple games that come out the end of this month. Because
Okay.
they would have been up against MLB, Far
Right.
Cry. I don't know. That's scary stuff in and of itself. Kirby, of course, the scariest of them all. He'll just suck it all right up.
That's right.
All
He'll
the
just
money.
eat it and then spit it out back in your face.
He'll gain the money's abilities for a limited time and then spit it at you.
Oh, Kirby. But yeah, like so you didn't get to play the Yakuza?
No, I didn't download it, and now it's gone. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I mean, it would have just annoyed me to play the demo and then have to stop for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I get that. But apparently very good. Hopefully this doesn't hurt them enough that they can't put it out normally, so look forward to that. See, like a review in the future.
Yeah,
Definitely talk about it.
I'll tell you all about the Yakuza.
Yeah. And also coming up, apparently Avengers has been moved forward a little bit. They've decided to go from a May release to an April 27th release.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just announced it. Don't really know why. I think it's because Black Panther was so successful and they know that they kind of want to ride with that maybe a little bit. I'm not exactly sure.
Weird.
Yeah, it was a very strange announcement that they were going to release it earlier.
Oh, no. I don't think it's that.
What do you think it is?
I think they don't want to compete with themselves.
What's the...
Deadpool. Deadpool's May as well.
Oh.
So that's an extra week they get Avengers money, and that's an extra week people can recuperate and want to go back to the theaters to see Deadpool.
Okay, that makes sense. But I thought they had already moved Deadpool's release date anyways.
I think they're both May. I think Deadpool had moved from February to May. And I think at that point they were both within like a 2 week or a 3 week span.
Okay. But I don't know. I just can't see them really that... I mean, they're both good movies, and we're definitely both going to see them.
Well, that could be another thing. What if they're worried about savvy moviegoers?
Okay.
Who'll just, I'm going to go see Avengers. Oh, and now I'll just walk down the hall and see Deadpool.
That could
right?
be too.
And then that's going to cut down on ticket sales.
That could be. But, hey, any Avengers Infinity War sooner, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I was really kind of surprised that they changed it, and so last minute, like they've only got like a month really to go, and now it's on its way.
It's crazy.
And Black Panther is still killing it at the theaters.
Yeah, number one again, I think. 120 million or something crazy.
Yeah, it's making them so much money that they're just like, we're gonna have the costume designer for this movie work on our. I think they're doing a Spider-Man spin-off movie of Black Cat and Silver Sable.
What?
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird stuff going on over at Sony. They're trying to cash in on that
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse stuff.
I saw the trailer for Venom again, and still looks the same.
Yeah, is it him like screaming at the camera?
Yeah, a lot of it. It actually looks like more of a horror film than New Mutants.
Yes, but apparently they're also reshooting that, and I think they said they added another character into it.
That's what I had read.
But hey, whatever they want to do, if they make it scarier, I'm all for it.
Maybe it's more McTaggart they added.
That could be. But then she's already part of that universe, though.
I know.
Maybe that could be. Maybe she just shows up in this one, be like, "Hey kids, come to my island."
Maybe it's Wolvie.
Well, I can see that happening
Or
too.
Deadpool.
Or Deadpool shows up and be like, "Hey guys."
That'd be crazy.
But I think this one's supposed to be a period piece for the 80s or 90s. I forget. It kind of looks like it's supposed to take place in like the 90s.
Then it could be anybody from the newer run, or it could even be Dark Phoenix.
It could be.
Maybe there'll be a Sansa and Arya reunion.
That'd be fun.
Right? Because they're both in those, right? She's Phoenix, right?
She plays Jean Grey.
And then Arya is in the New Mutants.
Yes.
I don't know who she's playing.
I think she's playing Wolfsbane, which is like basically I think she's a mutant who can kind of turn into like a dog, or not a dog, but like a wolf, and also like a in between wolf, like a werewolf. Like it's weird. It's like her powers are like, I think it's like she can turn into like a werewolf looking like person, or go full on like looking like a wolf.
Interesting.
Yeah, so she's kind of like got a weird shapeshifter where she can be like half in between that. So it's like, hey, I could be like small like a wolf and get into places, or I can be like ferocious like saber-tooth looking if I need to, like, and then I can also change into like a normal looking kind of person.
She is known for changing faces.
Yes.
And assassinating people.
This faceless man. The girl does not have a name.
Alright, say nothing about the last season though, because I still am a season behind.
Oh, you're still... Oh, man.
Yeah, everybody spoils it for me.
I know, you've been spoiled on like so many things.
I have.
I feel so bad for you, because...
It's my own fault for not keeping up. It's just...
You want to log in for HBO Go?
No,
you
I
good?
don't.
You good?
I'm good. I will...
You can watch the whole series.
I will get there. And
then you can watch some Westworld, and we can talk about Anthony Hopkins.
Something other than the first episode.
Anthony Hopkins' genius.
He is great.
He is great in it.
He's in the best Transformers film.
Oh, the greatest with his like little dog.
Completely phoning it in.
Yeah, and they're doing more Transformers movies.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're gonna start over. I think they're rebooting.
Why not?
I don't know.
Why not? Like, it's been 15 years, probably.
Yeah.
Feels like 15 years.
It feels like longer.
How about you just make a good Turtles movie again?
That would be nice.
Or how about you come up with something original? Or, I have a hint. What do we know that Michael Bay makes that's phenomenal?
Bad Boys.
That's right.
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys for life!
I heard there was talks about another Bad Boys.
There was, but I don't know. I don't know if Martin Lawrence is still alive.
He is. I've seen him. I've seen him.
Martin.
Say what? But, I would love another Bad Boys. Do it like Lethal Weapon style, like, we're too old for this.
The second one is amazing.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best action films ever made, which is why you'll always hear about it in, like, top 10 lists.
That's right.
But that one shot where they're in the shootout with the Haitians, and the camera keeps spinning around the walls. So good. You don't get that in Transformers.
That's right. Except all of Transformers.
And it keeps going, like, and it keeps being entertaining. And they're like 2.5 hour action films.
They are. In fact, I think there was even a part where they blew up somebody's like actual like house. Like he had sold it. I think he sold it to Michael Bay. He's like, hey, I'm putting my house in the market. I'll sell it to you, I think, cheaper or whatever if you want to blow it up for your movie. And I'm pretty sure I think that was in one of the Bad Boys.
That sounds like a Michael Bay thing.
They're like, yeah. So they did it once, and they just covered it with like a bunch of cameras.
Well, yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need to blow things up more than once.
That's right. Unless you're Michael Bay, you can blow everything up.
That's true. He's blown up everything.
Everything. He blew up the Turtles franchise.
He did. No, Nickelodeon's about to do that.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping for good things, but you never know. Hey, I still got my comics. That's all I care about. As long as they keep...
Just like Ghostbusters, Tim.
That's right.
It doesn't matter that
I don't care if
Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray in the same movie again.
That's right. Because I've got them in comic book form.
Yeah, it's just the same.
It is exactly the same. They look exactly like the cartoons.
How about if they just hired Dan Aykroyd to write a Paul Feig directed Ghostbusters film? Like, why would they not have just done that? Like, I'm so mad at this.
I don't know.
I'm still sore about it. Like, just put the writer on it. If you don't, I'm sure that Dan Aykroyd, if you gave him enough of his skull vodka, would write it.
Oh, he'll do it on his own. I've heard him talk lots of stuff on Ghostbusters.
And then he'll talk about aliens for a while, and you don't even need to listen.
That's right.
Because he's a little bit out there.
He's a little bit out there, but he's on the spectrum. It's okay.
He's on the spectrum. All right, you heard it here, folks.
That's
Dan
right.
Aykroyd is apparently autistic now.
Yeah. Not saying he's autistic. I'm just saying he's on somebody. He's on one spectrum or another.
He's on the old video game system, the Spectrum.
That's right.
In Europe.
Yeah.
The Specky, as it was called.
That's right.
A lot of rare games on the Specky.
But we'll talk more about this next time we come in. But pretty soon we'll be watching some Pacific Rim 2, Pac Rim 2.
There's something that comes out tomorrow that I really want to see.
Oh, what's that?
Death Wish.
Oh!
I gotta see Eli Roth ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with his super gore.
Good luck.
And torture porn.
You always have the original. You always have the original.
It's like, you know what it's like? It's like when Cedric the Entertainer was in The Honeymooners. Bear with me.
Alright.
And somebody asked him about The Honeymooners, and do you know what he said? I've never seen the original.
Yeah.
Then why are you in it? Then why are you in it? Why? Like, do you know what made Wolverine, like, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine great? Do you know what he did when he got the part? He bought all the Wolverine comics he could find and read them. Because he cared.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No.
I
know. No, Hugh Jackman is very good about that stuff.
Right, but what are you doing? So you're going to be in a remake of a 50s classic that everybody loves,
mm-hmm.
and then you're going to go on the press junket after you make it, and you're going to say, I've never seen it. What?
Maybe just
why?
He didn't enjoy the idea of punching his wife, sending him to the moon.
I don't think he actually hit her in that show. As a matter of fact, as I recall,
I believe that is a threat, sir.
That is
He
said one of these days.
One of these days, but he said it enough times. I'm just like, wow, that's
just going to remind me of that Futurama episode. Maybe he was just talking about landing on the moon someday.
Well, that already happened. So.
No, not in the 50s.
That's true.
Maybe Jackie Gleason was really Neil Armstrong.
No.
Yeah, he might have been. How do you know? One of these days, Alice.
I think what he really wanted to say was he's an abuser.
Bang, zoom, right to that moon. Futurama.
Yeah. But we'll definitely catch up on some stuff soon, and we'll fill you in. And as always, check us out on Precarious Pixels on our YouTube channel. You can catch us on Spreaker, iTunes. Give us a review. You can find me at Tim Martinek. Also on Stitcher. You can find me on Instagram at Tim Martinek. You can find Bob at
Martin MARTON _ Bob. Come on.
On Twitter.
On Twitter, and you can read my tweets.
Your numerous tweets.
I think I'm up to 3.
All right.
I'll say something important at some point.
You're just saving it up?
I don't feel like I say anything that important outside. Like, this is something fun. I don't think I've ever sat there and I've been like, 100 people need to see this right now.
They do.
Click, click, click.
They do.
Dan Aykroyd skull vodka.
They definitely need to hear that one. And how you like to bang zoom hit a woman to the moon.
No, I think we're gonna land there someday.
We've already landed there.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Prove it.
Oh, you're one of those,
yeah,
are you?
I'm now one of those.
Are you a moon landing denier?
I'm also a flat earther.
Oh my! We'll get into some flat earther stuff. They've what?
We'll get into it.
We will.
Try arguing with one.
Yeah. They're the best. And plus, it's really going to get interesting when the Discworld comes out. They're doing a TV show of that now.
They're doing a TV show of Discworld?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We'll talk about that more when they make more announcements about it. But as always, we'll see you soon. Go out, design, create. There's tons of stuff you can do now, and even more like platforms to do it on. So this is me signing off. Tim, I'll see you later. Bye.
I'm Bob. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
To do a little redesigning with us, you can find Bob at Martin, MARTON _BOB on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram at Tim Martinek, all one word, TIMMARTINEC. And you can join in us, have some fun, do your redesigns for this week's redesign. It's a lot of fun for us to do this, but we like to see fresh ideas and fresh artists like doing what they do as well. You can also hashtag it Precarious Pixels and we'll find it as well.